Well, how's spring camp going for you?
Spring's been a fun time, just getting back with the guys. We got an opportunity to see our young back end play in the bowl game, so now it's just getting back in rhythm.
What is that like? I guess you look around, there's a couple guys that have been here a long time, made a lot of plays, not here anymore. What's that like for guys like you having to step up?
Honestly, it feels like it's that time. It's like we've all been here at least 3 years, going into my third year, and it's like those guys laid the path. They taught us so many lessons that it's like, okay, these are the guys I came in with, and it's our time to shine.
What do you know about the position? What do you know about playing in the secondary now that you didn't before?
Honestly, I know what everyone has to be doing. Like, if a play goes bad, just by looking across the field, I can be like, oh, that's the boundary safety, that's the field safety, that's my job. I know what the Mike's doing, I know what the D-line's starting to do, so it's like the whole picture is starting to come together.
I think last year around this time, it looked like you were going to be the guy at nickel, then T. Jones comes down. This season, I mean, do you feel like, oh man, this is now my job to kind of have?
I definitely feel it is. It's like, I feel it's come time where last year was like I was stressing to learn the position, and I got to sit here and be able to see how it's supposed to be played even more, on top of being able to talk to Kala about it, where it's like, just play. It's a position where last year I was so timid about it. So now it's like seeing T. Jones, how he just played played aggressive, knows to play things. I feel this year taking those lessons and applying them will help me.
You guys lose two pretty big leaders in Ty and JL this season. Is that a role you think you can step up to be that voice in the secondary?
I think me on top of Markel Reed, JC, Rod, Tubner, where it's like we have a room full of leaders now. I feel those guys definitely stood out last year, but I feel this year we have a room full of leaders where we lead each other, where I'm going to hold him accountable, he's going to hold me accountable, so that helps us as a room so that we're all continue to get better and be the elite back end we can be.
What's the competition like in practice? I assume when those guys leave and everybody realizes there's playing time available now, that it's probably pretty fierce between all you guys.
In the back end?
Yeah, just fighting for playing time. It's with those guys that left, there's obviously a lot of available snaps now.
Honestly, it's a good competition. Like, I feel we all compete with ourselves every day so that we can better ourselves, and in turn we better the defense. There's no really butting heads in practice for playing time, because everyone gets their reps and it's all about what you do with it.
You've played some traditional safety. Was it much of a transition kind of switching to nickel last year?
It's definitely a different position. The field safety is more of a position where you're the last line of defense. Nickel, you're in that box and everything comes fast. Everything's happening fast. You have responsibility in the run fit. You have hook drops. It's definitely like a transition, but playing that high safety kind of taught me where would I want my nickel to be on this type of play and whatnot.
At nickel, I'm sure you're playing a lot more man-to-man coverage. How have you kind of had to hone those skills?
Honestly, I think my coaches and I would agree that the man-to-man skills is definitely what I came in with, and learning run fits and all that was where we had to kind of like backtrack and learn things. So playing man-to-man is kind of like my home. It's where I'm most comfortable probably.
What do you enjoy playing more between safety and nickel?
Honestly, I just like playing football. Like, cause we still rotate. Like, the best part about our back end is that we can play any position in there, and I've played all of them except boundary, really. And it's like, end of the day, you do the same things, just a different whatever defense we're in. So between the two, I guess I'll say nickel. I like playing it. I like being able to just be a ball hawk and be down there and run fit. So
we mentioned Tyreek in jail, but you guys lose Scott Matlock, Zeke Noah. I mean, a lot of other key mainstays from this team for a long time on defense. What's the eagerness, I guess, that you're noticing from some of these other positions and guys just ready to step up and kind of get their chance?
I think we've always believed in that next man up, and those guys were so good at being leaders on our defense that they trained the guys that we have now. Scott, you can't replicate a Scott Matlock, but at the end of the day, he was training those guys to be just like him, even better than him. Zeke, great leader on our team. The linebacker room still has Schramm, who those guys were like one and two. So it's like we grow as our young guys take reps this spring, and it's like they're eager to grow so that we can be the best we can be next year.
A lot of newcomers in the secondary right now, Toller, McCoy, Lopez, I think. Is he here? What has stood out about those guys so far? Has one of them really like kind of jumped out to you on the field?
Honestly, they're all great players. They're all great players. Titus is an older guy who he knows what he's talking about. He knows how to play football. He doesn't hesitate. Milo knows how to play football, where it's like as they learn the defense, they're learning to make plays in the defense. McCoy, Marion's also great player. I think all three of those guys have turnovers this spring, so it's like through the defense they're still learning, but they're still going to make the plays that they need to make.